those results, they worked. You look at the kind of physiques they built, the conditioning, the dense, thick muscle that they brought to the stage, it works.
We remember the top of the mountain. He showed us what that looks like. And now we're feeling the warrior within inside.
It's got to be somebody, and I don't think anyone's training harder than me. And I always had that inside of me, like, I don't think anyone could have done anymore. So that gives you a lot of strength.
You know, his mindset is just at another level.
Jordan was one of the first guys to step on stage as like a mass monster type guy. He had the big muscles and the condition that nobody had ever brought to the stage before.
Yeah, baby! Hey, wait!
All right, DJ, stop the flag. Let's rock and roll. Hey, see you guys. You got fight your body.
From the back, he demolished me a lot of years. When he turned around, he just wiped everybody out. That's what helped him win his titles.
Back double bite.
And listen, the guy trained like a beast. And I used to watch the training stuff and saying, damn, how can I do that? I'm not that strong. T-bar rowing, 9 plates and bent rows with 4 or 5 plates. I mean, that's just insane.
I think Ronnie is here special because he set that standard of size and condition, which hasn't been matched since, and I probably won't be.
Nobody had that.
Meat was just hanging off of his back, and it was just traps
And lats.
that were forever long.
Sometimes things come a bit too easy for people, but Ronnie was not like that. Ronnie was kind of like myself. He's a worker. He worked the competition into second place.
Ronnie Coleman had reached a point where he didn't look human backstage.
It revolves around stimulating the muscle through the heavy, intense training.
Ronnie was lifting weights that went far into the rack that were dusty, things that nobody would even fathom picking up.
He brought a lot to the table, and he was the strongest Mr. Olympia of all time. He was a beast. He set a new standard for bodybuilding.
times a week, but when I train it's very, very intense, heavy weight.
You know, once your foot's on the pedal, on the gas, it's a little bit harder to take it off.
So hard, heavy, and intense. His conditioning, he was second to none. I remember when he walked out on stage, as soon as he walked out on stage and stopped and turned, I'm like, this is over. He was so far ahead of everybody. And he was being incredible bodybuilders, like, you know, Flex Wheeler, Kevin Malone, these kind of guys that were beautiful physiques, but next to him, there's no comparison.
I'll be back next year. I'll definitely be back next year and better than ever.
Every year you're trying to outdo the last year.
Never come knocking on my door, you know. Always got to go out and chase it. And
shit just happened, man. It's out of my reach. Some of it was myself, but most of it was not. It was just an accident here or issue there. It's life, when life happens. Even when they think it's over, oh, I thought it was over. You know, people don't know what you go through in life and how hard it is. But one thing is, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna find a solution and not just giving excuses. That's all you have is mental state to tell yourself that, you know, because I should have been done 5 times over. My thing was always, you know what, let me get back on, let me find a solution, let me move forward. Those were one of my strengths into not becoming that, you know, that type of athlete that was just out because of one issue, one thing.
You all know what I've been through, the madness, you know, the doubts and everything. They my fuel to this fire.
He's originally from the Dominican Republic. He's the biggest, baddest bodybuilder in all of New York City. Here is Victor Martinez.
Let's start the pain.
Everything I do is like popcorn to gone. I mean,
You gotta keep going, and this is it. This is the outcome.
just when you think you're there, you're not really there. But then you always gotta know what's your challenge. And my challenge has always been me. I always wanted to beat me. I always wanted to beat the last me. Everybody's telling me you got it. You have it. I mean, I had Ronnie Coleman, 3-time Mr. Olympia, and Victor, you have the show. But, you know, I remember being backstage, saying, Ronnie, I'll be open the hood. You don't have nothing. You have it on your hands.
Victor, you don't have to settle for second, dog. You're number one. Don't allow these judges or anybody else to confuse you to believe that because they give you number two, that you're number two, man, you are number one. Believe that in their heart.
actually thought you paid your dues, lo and behold, it goes south and you get a horrible placing and you question, did I not pay enough dues? You know, it's one of those things that it's done. It's done, move on, come in undeniable next time.
I'm comfortable now. Like the pain, like the suffering, in the end of it all, we reap the rewards.
Because I never really lost it mentally. Physically, it might show, but my mind has not failed.
I'm not gonna set myself up for failure. I'm gonna set myself up when I know I have it, when I know I've got it.
Everybody has their own accomplishment, and I accomplished mine, which is coming back, not quitting, not giving up. Now, me, it's all about how fast you get knocked down, how fast you can get up, and all I want to think of is how am I going to come back, the changes I'm going to make, thinking how strong I'm going to come in to fuel my drive.
That's the shit that I aspire to be like one day. But to look like Vic, that's the ultimate goal. I'm gonna be there soon. Maybe a couple years, but I'm gonna fucking get there. Salute to my big inspiration, Victor Martinez.
You had so many obstacles you had to overcome. Things that you had to overcome where others, that would have been career-ending stuff for other people, where you said, listen, I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna keep going.
If there's work to be done, I'm the man for it. There's suffering involved, you know, pain, I'm the man for it, you know? I will do it. Well, hey, you know what to say is over.
No complaints, I just tighten up my game. Every play they yelling out my name. I'm in it to win it. Trying to stop me like trying to stop a train. No, sir, we are not the same. I'm in it to win it. No complaints, I just tighten up my game. Every play they yelling out my name. I'm in it to win it. Trying to stop me like trying to stop a train. No, sir, we are not the same.
I think dreams mean everything. If you're not able to dream and manifest what you want, just nothing to live for.
I've learned, listen, I grew up, real will always be real no matter what. At the end of the day,
the same person that you go into the sport with. You got to be able to say, I'm leaving as that person. I realized that no matter what we do in life, we are what we do, but our destiny was pre-written before we were ever born. I've had a few bumps here and there, but I've always seemed to end up back being a bodybuilder. You know, in everything that I went through, once I start telling my story, I realized there was someone else that had been down the same path, or someone that was going down the same path that I went.
This is what I do when I eat my meal. Next version.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his Olympia debut, they call him Flexatron Sean Roden.
I think everything starts off with a dream that you work towards to make a reality. I know that everything that I have, I earned it. Like nothing was ever given. It was because of the work that I put in. Nobody handed it to me. Like I had to dig really deep to earn it.
I just have to stay in my own lane and do me.
Somebody should tell us right at the start of our lives that we're dying. And we might live life to the limit. Every minute of every day. Whatever you want to do it now. There are only so many tomorrows.
You know, stuff like this will make you think about all the hard work, you know, that we put in and day out, the sacrifice that's made. And you've been doing this for so long.
And as you can tell, once you put your mind to it, man, there's nothing that can stop you. You know, this entire journey has been a learning experience, and of course, the start of this journey was one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to come out on top. You know, there's nothing more that I could have done.
You know, you don't stop because you're tired. You stop when you're done. How bad do you want it? Like, what are you willing to do? Or are you willing to fight? Bodybuilding is about passion that you develop from day one. And that passion is going to drive you even at your lowest moment. And we all go through, you know, trial and tribulation at one point or another. Finding an outlet to pick yourself up. For me, my outlet was getting back in the gym. Now is the time that you pick yourself up and try to inspire and motivate someone else that's going through the same thing that you're going through.
I thought about all the years it took to get to this point, all the naysayers, everyone that kind of doubted me, and like I put in so much work over the years to get to where I was at. You know, many people didn't believe. I've always believed that I can do this. January 2005, we committed to a show, which was a local show from my house. 3-4 months later, I found myself doing my first show, and that night I made a commitment. I'm quitting the wrestling team and going to pursue bodybuilding full time. I literally fell in love with that whole process. And the whole process of going from, you know, this to that, toward, you know, that final package, everything just kind of just like wowed me. It took me a while. I mean, that second year, I was about 120 pounds. Just year by year, I just put on 4 or 5 pounds. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this jump and go for it.
You need to see teeth, and you got them. And if you don't show them, then if you're standing next to the hungry athlete and you ain't saying it's you, then then you're gonna get showed up. We don't want that. So every day, you know, the pressure, the stress, the cameras, remember just being the hungry athlete right now. It's the honest effort that will come from. The honest effort that's built into this idea that I want this. Who's the hungry athlete? How do you show it? By doing what I am saying right now. This thing is not about genetics. It's not about something you don't have. You have everything you need right here. Only thing you need to do now is command it, control it, use your instrument. You get me? Going forward, every day, if I'm being the hungry athlete, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it so much that I'm probably gonna do 20 things today, tomorrow, that will allow me the next time somebody sees me, I'm gonna murder this thing.
Because I keep that almost underdog mentality, almost like I feel like I'm not there yet, it makes me hungrier. I have to tell myself I'm the underdog. And it's gonna make me even hungrier, more focused, more dedicated. And like I said, we're not done.
You know, I always told you I don't go backwards. Like, I'm not gonna place anything less than what I've ever placed. That's always my focus. No, I'm never happy with anything. Like, I'm ready to grow everything, top to bottom. I know what it feels like to win. I know what it feels to lose. So I've been in this position. He's hungry, I'm hungry. It's just a matter of who wants it more that day. We have a goal, how many we want, and we know what it takes to get there. And we're gonna replicate this year as far as the package, bringing a better package, make sure the conditioning is gonna be there. I know there's a lot of hungry guys coming up.
There's been many times that I've been doubted, counted out, you know, told that it was impossible. But I use that negative energy and turn it into a positive thing. Put everything into it. I didn't miss a beat. Whatever it took, I did it. I knew that what my goal was, and the only way to get there was to continue to stay in that path. I'm gonna do whatever the hell it takes. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm doing things that no one else is doing. I tell myself, I'm doing what they're not doing. And don't forget, no plan B. Let's go. I'm ready to show the world all the hard work myself and my team been putting in. I honestly believe in my heart and soul that this is the year. There's no plan B. We're coming, one thing and one thing only. There's no better rush, no better feeling. Starting a process, seeing your body change week by week by week, getting better and better. It's all an uphill journey for me. And every year I tell myself I can't go backwards. And I always have to bring a better package every single year.
But this ain't about the name. It's about the actions that are expressed because of the way you think. You're a giant killer because because your actions say, yo man, I am relentless when it comes to doing the work that I need to do to get this shit done.
You know, I think true champions, the way that they handle themselves in defeat really shows a lot about who they are as a person, as this character, and those are the things that matter to me. So now it's about going back, making sure that we're better, making sure that we're doing what we need to do. We'll say that he's maxed out. I don't think he's maxed out. We prove that every year.
Come on. 9, 8, come on. 7, 6, 5, 4.
How much time, how much work you put into bringing your physique to the next level.
They don't call him the giant killer for no reason, so you guys better watch out.
You guys are gonna see a whole new animal and shit.
There's no plan B.
It's just amazing, you know, how the body can be developed.
I never thought that I'll be at that level or my life gonna change that much. As I was a young boy or kid back in Kyrgyzstan, Soviet Union.
My dad bought some equipment, you know, just to put it on balcony, and I did that. And then a friend of mine said, let's go and do the membership in the gym. I was like, I don't know, man. Someday I decided, let's go, okay. And then after 3 weeks, he left. I said I was there by myself, and I liked that very much. That's how it started, and I think a year later, or 1.5 years later, somebody came up to me and asked me if I'm preparing for any show. I was like, what? I didn't even understand what he wants from me. I was 20 at the time, and that's where it started. You know, I prepared for the show. A year later, I won the overall title, and everybody's like, who the hell are you?
You came back before the Olympia, and you had your absolute breakthrough year.
That was
with the 5th place at the Olympia that year. That changed your life when it comes to bodybuilding.
Until today, that was the best I ever looked for myself, and also all this which comes together, you know. It's not just your look, but it's everything. You have to improve every time. Small changes make him look different, you know, and better.
see what they think is weak point and what I think isn't. Look better, look better, feel better, or healthier.
Shit! My arm is still there? Unbelievable.
I was going full in on the condition. It was for me number one. It didn't matter to me if I would weigh 270 or 260 on stage. And this is most important thing, If you are a professional bodybuilder, you're competing at the Olympia, you are one of the best. So why you're not bringing the best? And the best means you have to be striated. It's like all small muscles need to be separated. This is what I did all the time. I kind of used to this suffering. And if I didn't suffer, I wasn't feeling in the right way. Yeah. Insane. This is insane. I probably could do that right now.
I was always a big Dennis Wolf fan. I felt he had the overpowering physique where he stood and he looked like Mr. Olympia. But Dennis's condition always mattered the most because listen, he has the best structure of the guys. Wide shoulders, small waist, big quads. He had it all. He has to have no fear when he goes in the gym and be able to get that right mindset to be as big and hard as possible. And I think he can do it because he liked to train more than anyone I've seen. I watch his routine and he lives it by the clock.
Understand how hard it is and how much work it is to win the shows and how much travel it is, and it is crazy.
It took a very long time to achieve everything to become what I am today.
Big bang. When I say big, I'm talking about 6 foot, about 270 pounds. From Germany, now living in Las Vegas, let's hear it for the big, bad Dennis Wolf.
Dennis Wolf.
The whole thing about bodybuilding is just you set the plan and you follow through. This is the realest story of how your idols become your rivals. Because now I'm in their league. And that's the way I seen it at the time, was that I worked my butt off to be where they're at. That's my competition now. Guys I've always looked up to is now my competition.
If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This is something that you hear a lot of, and I get it. If you're gonna do something, you gotta believe in what you're doing. That's true. But guess what? Belief by itself doesn't get you anything. You gotta impose your will, you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta make things happen. That's what you gotta do.
But walking around filled with regret, it gets you nothing. Let it teach you. Let it make you better.
You want to believe it? Cool. I also recommend you go make things happen. Have a good one, y'all. Go get some. Feel weak. Okay. Good. I got work to do. I woke up this morning, I didn't have any motivation, and you know what? It didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. Instead, I imposed discipline. Same thing in life. Don't keep playing around. Go and do the work. Suffer in silence. Just a reminder of the fact that you don't have to say anything. You don't have to make any noise. What you have to do is get the job done. You're not always gonna feel like doing what you're supposed to do. That's when you gotta do it anyway.
Mind is in the muscle. That's exactly what I'm thinking about throughout every rep and every set. I'm watching that. Yeah. I see that. I know who really has my back and who's just a bandwagon person. But I kind of like it that I was able to see when I had those setbacks, who was still there, who was really still there. With all the hype, all the positive things being said to you, that's great and all, but if that's what you're feeding on to work harder, then it can be very destructive in the future. To realize why you're actually doing what you're doing, you know, and just kind of ignore all of that and just do it because I remember why I started.
On your mind. It's all in your mind. Come on. Focus. Focus.
Okay.
One more to be a champ. In your fucking head. Come on. Think you work hard? You think you work hard? I got you. Come on. Yeah!
But I mean, I am really gonna cross every T and dot every I.
You hear people say that. Things aren't going my way right now. Listen, things just don't go your way. That's not the way the world works. You gotta make them go your way. I am not the fastest guy, not the smartest guy, but I will work, and I will work hard. I will be up getting after it.
You need to fight. You need to push back, to smash into the ground. Do not take the easy way out.
No matter what's happening in your life, no matter what's coming down on you, don't surrender to it. Ask yourself, what am I going to do about this? And then go make it happen. And in life, there's no training timeout. You can't raise your hand and stop the clock. It doesn't happen. So instead, I recommend you learn how to flip that switch when you face something that is overwhelming or challenging. You flip that switch that says, go time. Go get some!
Let it fuel you to take action. Today. Now.
This is a man that I met back in 2013, 7 years ago. And 7 years ago, I saw him and I said to myself, I wish I could have his body. Because if with his body, I said I would be Mr. Olympia. But I remember I told him 7 years ago, you will win the Mr. Olympia. I was 100% convinced. So it was a long, long journey.
I was waiting for him to finally put it all together. He has room to get even better. And that's the scary part.
And know he had a lot of ups and downs, which is normal for everybody in this sport or any sport. But this shows a true warrior spirit. You brace yourself back up and you keep going. Everything was really fast, because you have to understand, he first competed as a professional in 2013 at the New York Pro, and 7 years later, He's Mr. Olympia, the #1 in the world. This has never happened before. Nobody achieved this much in this sport in such a short time.
100% confident we're going to see a better and better and better Ramy as the years come. You know, we got to see what we wanted as a bodybuilding fan. Can't take that. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Not only was he able to win the Olympia, and he was able to show the world that anything is possible. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what religion. You can be the best in the world, and he proved it.
Dieting and suffering works. It's always, there's a reason behind it. It's not for nothing. So, and he was in a place where he's never been before. We had to keep his head straight and tell him, this is how you do it. You know, you don't win the Mr. Olympia by just eating a little bit less this and less that, train like a girl. You don't win the Olympia by doing that.
He wanted to prove to everybody that, because the one thing that just was a constant was, oh, it'll be the same old Ramy, the same old Ramy. And so I think he wanted to just put that to rest.
And Ramy followed every single rep. He never complained. He never one time complained. And he wasn't like that 7 years ago. He finally understood that if you want to be the best, you got to act like it. You got to do the things that others don't want to do, and that will take you to where you want to go.
Oh! Oh! Come on! Keep going! Keep going! Big shit!
If you want to be the best, you want to have to train like the best. As simple as that. If you can't do it, then this is not for you. He did not miss a session, you know. That's the difference of the Ramy from back in the day and the Ramy now. Because he had no choice. But he was, it was in his mind. He was very, very peaceful in his mind. He was ready. He said, whatever it takes, I'm ready to do it. And he did exactly what he's supposed to do. He ate exactly what he's supposed to eat. But he did it every single day.
I'm working very hard to beat myself, and I did that.
In my eyes, Ramy is a diamond. But the diamond is raw. The diamond has no value unless you go polish it.
And Ramy was ready, and that's where all that posing and everything paid off. He was ready, and he was getting better when everybody else started. He got better and better and better.
I mean, we all saw Ramy. When this kid hit his potential, he's going to be unstoppable. A lot of people are going to, they're not going to be happy when he shows up.
Told him, I said, listen, at some point you're gonna feel like death. You're gonna second guess yourself. You're gonna ask yourself what the fuck you're doing. You're gonna be at a point where you just have never been before. Like, you're not gonna understand it. But I said, when you go through that and Dan, I said, it will get better, you know, the last couple of weeks. I said, you're going to go through that. When you step up on stage and present the physique that we're going to present, you're going to be like so proud of how you did it.
Let him know nothing impossible.
You could see this transition once he started, you know, we kind of started manipulating his carbs up and down again. Like he just lit up.
You win the Olympics by suffering more than anybody else and training harder than everybody else. You understand? That's how you win the Olympics.
4 or 5, let's go! All right, let's go!
Winter is coming tomorrow.
Everybody's out there busting ass. Everybody's grinding. Listen, you might be miserable right now. You might be. You got to just keep pushing on. You got to find that next gear.
It is snowing right now in Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, your two-time Mr. Olympia, Big Ramy.
Yes, winter he will stay many years.
Defending Classic Physique Olympian Champion.
Time to get back to fucking work because we're going for number 3. Success means different things to many people, but having like a rewarding feeling of accomplishment and happiness, knowing that you worked your heart off, doesn't come from having an easy life and being like, oh, well, I could go just drop out and do this easy shit that's kind of set up already and can ride through that. It comes from working on having stronger shoulders to carry a heavier burden instead of just doing the pussy shit. I know for a damn fact every single time I've gone through shit like this, whether it was me getting sick, tearing hamstring, having doubts in the past, and pushing through it every single time has made it so much more rewarding. whatever it is, the moments where you want to quit and you're like, this is just too much for me to handle, I can't do this, and you snap yourself back together and like, quit being a little bitch, this is fucking your shit, get to work, get through it. Getting through that, and then seeing the success, seeing the happiness of the people around you, or the fruits of your fucking labor at the end of it all, those are the moments that make it worth it. Just believing in yourself no matter what, having absolutely no fucking quit. Those kind of things right there are what make everything at the end of the line worth it. Moments of becoming a better person, getting through shit when you want to quit, and just becoming a stronger, building those strong shoulders to carry a heavy load. That's what makes you happy, and always be satisfied, be happy with what you have. Life is so good, and you should, but it gets old if it's easy.
It just got real serious. Classic face engage.
Is it time to quit, or is it time to fucking double down and push through? But it's those moments that you push through that make you into something special, into something great, and get you to places where people normally don't get. Because the average person quits right then.
Fucking fired up. Like I said, I'm putting everything I have into this right now. Let's push that normally where I feel like death mode zombie. That means it's game time. You saw him fucking getting flat, depleted, lean, beard gone, mustache out. It's all coming together.
Get angry, let's go! Roll those arms, let's go! Come on, beat me. 5 more. 1, 2, finish it. Let's go.
felt like a lot was getting to me. It was a lot of pressure. Felt like things were just kind of hard and tough, and I wanted to just quit, to be honest. I felt like I'd lost a lot of faith in myself, and it was getting really hard to just push through. And I didn't quit. Obviously, we're here today, but this morning after prejudging, I had that same cry in the bathroom, but this one was a cry of gratitude. A cry that I had pushed through and gotten through that. And it's these moments, it's this journey, and like I felt this before having the trophy around my neck. It's the journey, it's the experience, it's knowing that you pushed past times where you wanted to quit. And you got shit done. You pushed through it. So to everyone out there whose dreams are scaring you, whose dreams make you want to quit, just don't quit. It's good. Your dreams should be big, they should be scary. Just push them through. I have this thing I say, champion mentality. It's not about winning, it's not about a trophy, it's about having no quit. It's about giving everything you have so that when you show up on game day, before the results are over, you're proud of yourself and you know the work you put in. And that's all I can feel right now, just pride and gratitude to be here on this stage under these lights again. This will never get old.
Dude, you were grinding for so long.
And then I lost to Dexter. Now, I never questioned, he deserved to win, you know, but I always said, like, I gave the title to him, right? I walked away, and then I was backstage like, damn, like, what do I do? And it was tough. It was tough. I mean, trying to figure out your identity, right?
I saw you backstage, and I hate to use the word broken, but you were definitely just shattered. You were just devastated because you just won twice, because I just felt like, holy shit, this guy just took his whole life and chased the best bodybuilder on the planet, Ronnie Coleman, in the history of the planet, in the history of the sport. And now he had a tough run, you know, and then you go in and you lose to Dex. And I'm sure nobody saw that coming.
He wasn't getting much better than he was the previous year, so he was getting worse and worse.
And that was the talk before the show. If I wasn't at my best, I would lose.
Man, I just knew I could beat him that show. I knew he wasn't going to be on.
You don't show much emotion because that's just who you are, but I could just tell that the energy was taken away from you.
It seemed that Jay, it was over for Jay.
What I realized, my body wasn't getting better, right? So that's when you're really like, after the show, not even at backstage, you're just like, wow, okay, what are people gonna think? What's my legacy?
Think about where you were at that time too, which is really, really crazy, was that, you know, I remember Muscle Time, right, was the big, and they had basically said that you would be in the top 5 because of kind of your, like, on the way out. And I remember it affected you because you kept bringing it up.
They weren't confident that I was going to come back. And I mean, I lost support of everyone, you know, people not believing in you. I was the victim of that. Everyone gave up on me. The question was, what's next? How do you beat that? I'm like, listen, I'm coming back. Make another run at this thing.
It was like end of December, and you said, I want to come out and train with you.
A lot of my career, from the rise of second, like a lot of people around me, like, you're gonna win, you're gonna win, you're gonna win. So it was kind of nice to go into that show. It gave me more drive and focus and determination to be better because we didn't know what the body was going to unfold like. We both never realized. And I've been there, I've fallen down, and I'm coming back to once again stand there alone. And there's a lot of people right now that doubt that I'm going to come back to do that. But there was a lot of people in the beginning that doubted when I was placing second. I feel I give everything I can to this sport, and that's what they'll see once again in 2009.
But you didn't give up. That was the thing. You didn't give up. You went in and you said, I'm going to do this again.
Next year there's going to be another round, and we'll see what happens then.
You started to build your confidence as we got closer.
You know, I just went like guns blazing.
It was all that hard work, everything else, and there was so much build-up and so much pressure.
Everyone's like, Jay's never gonna come back. Even my own sponsors, some of them were like, I mean, even Flex turned against me, you know, Alan Donnelly, and like they weren't confident that I was gonna come back, and I had a chip on my shoulder about that. I mean, I lost support of everyone. You know, when you talk about someone's downside and, you know, people not believing in you, I was the victim of that. You know, everyone gave up on me except, you know, some of my sponsors and the people that were close to me that saw the progression over the time. Winning was a curse for me. Because I got satisfied very easily. Underdog worked better for me.
It did.
Always.
For 6 years trying to win that title and take it from Ronnie, and it only took him 2 years to give it back. And no one in the history of this contest has ever lost the contest, come back and reclaimed the Sandow Trophy, and that's what Jay's trying to do.
Potentially, he could still win the contest if he got in the best shape he's ever been in. But he hasn't done that for a few years, and you have to ask why he hasn't done that.
Yeah, you looked at the picture, and you said to me, who's that? That was a very exciting point because everybody was just waiting, literally on the edge of their seats.
You don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Because I remember hearing gasps in the audience.
That preparation, being the underdog again, worse than ever. Like, I had never been that much of an underdog. Just in awe. Like, when I took my clothes off and everyone's like, holy, you know, this isn't the same guy.
Show him.
I walked out on that stage that night. I mean, I knew right then, as soon as I took the step up, I said, it's over.
And then he reinvented himself in 2009. When he walked out, he just rewrote the record books with that type of physique.
This year, it's a whole different ballgame.
Everyone wrote me off. Achievements that people say could not be done. I've done what everyone said that can't be done.
You know, that was a great feeling. I never had felt that before. Even in 06, it was just so much gratifying appreciation for that body and that that preparation, being the underdog again, like worse than ever.
In bodybuilding, they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. And that's kind of what happened. But it became even so much more monumental because when you won, it was like everybody was just like, people that even didn't, quote unquote, weren't your fans before, they are like, holy shit.
I want to make the improvements and be better than I ever have. I want to see change in my physique that people say that can't happen. I've always been against the odds. I've always been the guy that, you know, in the beginning they said I'd never be a pro bodybuilder, and then, you know, it turned into, once I turned professional, I was told I'd never be a good pro bodybuilder, and then, you know, I won one professional show. They said, well, you can't win the big one, and then I win the big one, and, you know, there's still always ways that people try to tear you down, but I know what physique that I want to build. I know what goals I want to accomplish.
You know, that was it. History was made.
Anybody who knows me knows that I'm always trying to push the limits of the body in regards to what are the things that we could have done better. My point of view is I always look forward. I don't like to look back. How do you turn around and prepare somebody mentally to try to take it to the next level? They kicked ass, took names. Now here's where the hard work begins, because now you set the bar even higher.
Hardy is the most dangerous guy in the whole lineup as of right now.
Just let's understand the next bar has to be higher because you have to now compete against that version of yourself.
Said, brother, everybody know what to do when everything go right. What are you gonna do when you don't get what you thought you were gonna get? What are you gonna do when things go wrong? What are you gonna do when you work for it and you put yourself in position, then they come to you and tell you don't have it and you feel played? Will you give up on the mission that you once had? When you have an individual that's attached to purpose and mission, it's not too many things that's gonna stop it.
When asked the question, what was the plan B if you weren't gonna be able to compete in the Mr. Olympia competition, he said, there was no plan B. I gave it all to God and here I am.
All the bodybuilding fans, not just the Iranian fans, but all the bodybuilding fans around the world, we want to see him at his best. We want to see all the competitors at their best. And being here a month out versus 2 days before the show should definitely make a difference.
Man, I feel for that brother, because that brother really brought it.
Appreciate what you've accomplished, but don't rest. Never ever rest. Always focus on what the next goal is and make sure you keep the eye on the prize, because once you feel content, it's over.
thinks about today and how he's going to be his best each and every day moving forward. And he's looking forward to hopefully being here again next year.
He's a beast. That guy's a beast.